And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. We start off with some bad news, COVID related for the Georgia Southern men and women. The guys were supposed to play this past weekend against Georgia State. They had to cancel that game due to some COVID issues within the Georgia Southern men's program. Next up for Georgia Southern, they are going to be traveling to Coastal Carolina for a single game on Sunday at 1 o'clock there in Conway, South Carolina. As for the women, they were scheduled to play at Conway on Tuesday and then return home to play Coastal Carolina in a two-game series on Friday and Saturday. Those games have been canceled due to COVID issues at the women of Coastal Carolina. As for the Georgia Southern baseball team, they are set to play and open up the season coming up this weekend against number 19 ranked Tennessee. The game that was scheduled for 6:30 has been moved to 4 o'clock. Then they'll play on Saturday afternoon at 2 and Sunday at 1. We'll have highlights or have interviews rather with Coach Hennon and some of the players coming up in just a moment. As for our area high school basketball teams, they are getting into region tournament action this week. We'll have some highlights from Statesboro High. We'll also send you back for some Southeast Bulloch basketball as they wrapped up the regular season this past week. All that and plenty more coming up on Upon Further Review.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
The Georgia Southern Eagles welcoming number 19 ranked Tennessee to town for a three-game series to open up their 2021 campaign. Of course, the last time the Eagles were on the field, they had just completed a series sweep of the University of Georgia, who were ranked number 2 at the time. The season comes to a close. Now the Eagles anxious to get back out there. They return all the seniors from a year ago, as well as all the other players. So they returned their starting lineup. Plenty of pitching depth. We had a chance to talk with head coach Rodney Hennon and some of the players about this year's season.
Hey, you know, preseason practice is going well. It's been very competitive, and obviously we've been dealing with Mother Nature a little bit, but that's nothing we're unaccustomed to. You know, this year you just never know, and that's kind of the life of a college baseball player and a coach. You roll a tarp on and off the field and do what you got to do to get practice in, but we've been fortunate overall to get most of our practices in, and we'll try to fight through the weather this weekend. And obviously very excited about opening day coming up next Friday against Tennessee. This is always a time of the year where you know, there's a lot of anticipation and everyone's you know, itching to go, but you know, probably a little more so this year, you know, coming off of the shutdown last year with the pandemic. So certainly everybody's looking forward to getting out there and competing again. I think with the experience that we all went through last spring, you know, it caused us all maybe to change our perspective a little bit and have a little more appreciation for every day that we do get to go out there. And I think we saw a lot of that when we got back in August. Well, certainly glad to have those guys back. You know, it's a really good group of leaders, a fun group to coach and be around, and they love to play and compete. And you know, it was thankful that the seniors were able to get another year, and then glad to see that those guys wanted to come back. And you know, some of them had other opportunities that you know, they're all good students and, you know, have bright futures ahead of them, but we're certainly glad to have them back. And I think for the younger players in our program, you know, they have some great examples to learn and grow from this year. And you know, the thing is, there's probably a lot of college baseball teams saying the same thing we are. I think you're going to see college baseball this year probably as competitive as it's ever been, because not only the extra year with COVID, but the fact that the Major League Draft was only 5 rounds last June, brings more quality players back. We had some guys that on most years probably would have had some opportunities to sign. So, we're excited about our team. I think we have a chance to be strong on the mound and be able to use a lot of different guys out there that can give us a chance to win day to day. Defensively, I think that has a chance to be a strength. You want to see those two go hand in hand. And, offensively, it's a veteran group, so you like to believe that a lot of the little things that you need to do to be successful, these guys have experience, have a better understanding of what that takes day in and day out. So you like to see us hopefully put it all together.
After we got the news that the championships would be canceled, Coach Hennon called us in, the 6 seniors that we have, and he said, this is a big decision to make with, finishing your degree, going about your life. He said, now the university has said that they want to bring y'all back. And so we sat down and talked about it. It's a big decision to make. Playing and coming back and being able to have that opportunity again is something that the university was able to give us. And so I don't think there was any hesitation on our part. We wanted to come back and play, especially with last season ending the way it did, going out on a good run and knowing that we would have a core that was coming back to compete again. It really wasn't a hard decision. I mean, we have a great core squad coming back, a lot of guys that have played together 3 or 4 years. And so to have that leadership on the team and to be able to take these young guys under our wings, show them the ropes, and really just lay that foundation for them, but also be able to play with one another again is something we look forward to.
I think we came back with a lot of energy this fall, knowing that it had been such a long time since we had seen each other. When you're around each other so much every single day, it was hard to have that taken away from us and lose that feeling of camaraderie and getting to play the game that we love every day. And once we're back, and we had a great fall, and we got better every day, and we've made a lot of strides, and we're ready to get this season going. And I think we're just not taking it for granted that this can be taken away from us at any point in time. And we're ready to go out there on Friday night and show what we can do. It's special to know what we had last year with everyone that we already had on the roster, and we've only gotten additions to make our team even better. So it's exciting to see with what we did last year, even though that doesn't matter now, to what we can build on from that and how much better we can be this year with the kids that we've added.
Having the guys coming back and then the new guys coming in, it's been a battle. If anybody was coming in here, whether you're a senior or freshman, you can't be afraid of some competition. But if somebody goes down, there's another guy to fill that spot, and we're very good in depth, and we're very good in leadership, and fighting for spots it's been tough. It's been hard. Like we said just a minute ago, you can't take anything for granted because there's guys fighting for spots, and so we get told that on a daily basis, and if you're not going to be able to get the job done, there's another guy there. So we just got to keep fighting, keep battling every day, every pitch, every time we're out there. When I see the pitching staff, I see guys that are just dudes. They're just there, and they're going to be electric. I mean, we have Nick Jones, JP, Jacob Parker, and Jordan Jackson, and then newcomer freshman Chase Dolander. I mean, all those guys are electric. Their stuff's nasty. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then you got Hayden. Hayden's dirty. He's a good pitcher. And so having all the guys back from the pitching staff last year, whether it's in the bullpen or on the starting bump, it's been good. And we've moved some guys around, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch.
And again, the games will get underway Friday. It was supposed to be 6:30. It was changed to 4 o'clock, then Saturday at 2, and Sunday at 1. Stay with us. Plenty more to come on Upon Further Review.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
And that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across the bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
The Georgia Southern University store with 2 locations to serve you on the Georgia Southern campus in Statesboro and in Savannah. They have plenty of Eagle merchandise to keep you warm in the cooler weather. So don't forget to visit the University store in Statesboro and Savannah or shop online at gsustore.com. Well, the Georgia Southern women were able to split a pair of games against Georgia State. They won at home Thursday night, then lost on the road on Saturday. Let's send you out for some highlights from their victory at Hanner Fieldhouse. The rivalry continues as the Georgia Southern women hosting Georgia State at Hanner Fieldhouse. Coach Anita Howard helping support the Whiteout Thursday night. The game going back and forth in the first half. The Eagles with a nice backdoor cut to Tatum Barber. Later on the break, Deja Holmes spots Barber for 2 more. She'd lead the Eagles with 17 points. Down 8, the Panthers fight back. Taylor Hosendove hits inside. The Eagles then go on a run, paced by defensive pressure. Sarah Moore the steal, and she goes and finishes next. Deja Holmes spots up for the long 3-pointer. Holmes getting it done on defense as well. Here the steal and the bucket. Then keep your eye on Holmes as she's able to apply the pressure and take one for the team. A technical foul on the elbow. Here more thievery for the Eagles. Barber the pick, and she goes coast to coast. The Eagles by 15. Again, the Panthers will try and keep it close as Hosendove, 2 of her game-high 28 points. But the Eagles with the answer. Janiah Love Hill hits the 3. Next, Hill able to pull up and knock this one down in traffic. Hill then finds Simone James, who drives for 2 of her 10 points in the game. More from James as she takes this pass and powers in. This one off the glass. Later, it's Maya Burns going up for 2 of her 14 points. And finally, it's Eden Johnson, the nice look to Burns as the Eagles go on to win 77-69. And as we mentioned, they were supposed to play Coastal at Coastal on Tuesday and then at home on Friday and Saturday. Those games have been canceled. Next up, they'll hit the road for Appalachian State the following week. Stay with us. High school action coming up next.
No credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests, and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care. Well, our area team's getting the high school basketball region tournament underway this week. Statesboro High was able to advance to the region championship game with a victory over Glenn Academy. We also had Southeast Bulloch wrapping up the regular season this past week as they were hosting Memorial. Let's send you out for some highlights of those games. Southeast Bulloch getting in a boys-only game with Memorial this week. A close game in the second half. A.J. Williams drives in for 2. Next, it's Christian Clark burying the three-pointer. The visitors come back to cut the lead to 3. George White finishing with a game-high 34 points. Williams able to answer on the other end for the Jackets. Later, Tyler Griffin the steal. And he knows how to finish on the other end. Griffin with 13 points. Williams next goes in for 2 more of his 19 in the game. Cam Hall on the other end with the 3 to make it a 4-point game. Williams continues to find the lane to the bucket. Caden Taylor chipping in with 12 points in the game, including this three-pointer. Later, Williams finds Griffin inside for the tough 2. Christian Clark hitting the boards as he follows his own miss. He'd finished with 17 points in the game. Back inside we go to Taylor for 2 more. Clark going strong to the basket to give the Jackets a 5-point lead. Griffin goes in to extend the Jacket lead to 7. And finally, it's Williams with the tough off-balance bucket as Southeast Bulloch wins 77-70. The Statesboro Blue Devils hosting the region semifinals. The Blue Devils hosting Glen Academy. In first half, Madison Lee gets the friendly bounce. A little bit later, it's Bailey Roberts pulling up, knocking down the 13-footer. Glen Academy hanging around. McKenna Gillette banks one home. Tied at 9. The Blue Devils then go on a 15-0 run. Alexis Ward nails the three-pointer. Sarah Ellis next ahead of the pack, tracks down the loose ball and puts in 2. The Blue Devils turning up the D. Casey Ricketts with the block, and then Casey being awarded on the other end as she goes in for 2. Ellis later pulls up and knocks down the three-pointer. And then off the rebound and put back, Janiah Joseph getting 2. 28-11 Blue Devils at the end of the half. Second half, Statesboro rolling along. Bailey Roberts again off the nice dish, and then Roberts the rebound and the putback. Statesboro going up by 20 points. Madison Lee turns around and gets another friendly bounce to fall. Jemiah Jones then taking over as she gets the hoop and the foul. Next, Jones pulls up, stops and pops, and then she'll drive in the right side and get this one to fall. Statesboro up 45-15. Ricketts, a nice look to Alyssa Staten. And then Ricketts from the corner. She buries the three-pointer. She'd have 10 points in the game. Tarika Gibson then going baseline and getting 2 to fall. And finally, it's Ward, 3 more of her 11 points, and Statesboro advances, winning 63-30. Up next, the Statesboro boys will be in action against Glen Academy coming up on Tuesday night. They win that, they'll move on to the championship game on Thursday. Win or lose, they've made it to the state playoffs. Now it's just about seeding, whether they'll be the 1, 2, 3, or 4. As for the girls, they'll definitely be hosting the opening round of the state. They'll play the region championship game on Wednesday at 7:30 as they'll be taking on Brunswick. All right, as for the rest of our area teams, the Portal ladies taking on Montgomery County in the opening round of their tournament coming up on Tuesday. The Portal boys are already into the semifinals. They'll have to wait to play a yet-to-be-determined team. That game will be taking place Friday at 5:30. As for Bulloch Academy, they get things underway in Belleville in their region tournament, taking on, for the girls, they have a yet-to-be-determined foe. They'll be playing Wednesday. The boys playing on Thursday against Frederica. That'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week. Bye.